is Rebecca Schissel Marshall with Whole Body Upgrade, a podcast to help you get unstuck, feel better, and have more energy. Let's get started. Welcome to Whole Body Upgrade. I'm Rebecca Schissel Marshall, and we're here at episode 90, which is unbelievable. I am going to start, as I usually do, by welcoming in the directions. I welcome in the great direction of the east, the south, the west, and the north. I welcome in the direction that is above and below, and the great direction that is within. I welcome in all the helping and compassionate spirits that are here, as well as the ancestors who have lived well and died well. And I recognize that we're on the land of the Creek and the Cherokee in what is now known as Athens, Georgia. I am going to start today with a little channeling that I had from the guides as I was sitting there wondering what message needed to be shared as I was resting today. And this is what they said. Everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of rest. Rest is just the manifestation of compassion. Compassion is the next step from attention. They are all necessary and they are all required. When you bring compassion to the part of you that is struggling, you begin to hear what is needed. When you bring compassion to the part of you that wants something different in your life, you can ask what your heart wants. The trick is that you must be paying attention. Attention to both what doesn't feel good and attention to what does. Shoo. So that's what they had to say today. That's what they wanted to know. That's what they wanted to be known today. For years, in my own experience, I didn't even realize that I was avoiding this, what felt, and I'm going to put quotes around this, bad, right? What felt bad in my life, because I thought I was noticing it, right? I would notice a sensation in my body. I would notice that there was a particular emotion there, and I thought that was enough, like, oh, there's fear. And it would kind of end it there. But in my experience, I didn't really start to learn how to listen deeply until later. I didn't bring this compassionate attention to the part of me that was really struggling. What I know now and what I encourage my clients and people in the rest community, my students to do, is to notice that part that is angry or sad or struggling, and to sit next to it. Physically imagine, right? Imagine in your mind that you are physically sitting next to it. And listen, hear what it has to say. What message does it have for you? What does it need? Does it need a hug or to hear that it is loved? Does it need to sit and cry? That level of compassionate attention is so rich and full of insight that it really will change your life. I know that that's my experience when I was able to really sit with fear, when I was able to really sit with disappointment and sadness and even joy. It will shift what you feel. It'll shift the way the emotions show up. It'll shift your thoughts. And even what you think is possible will begin to shift. Here's the deal, though. Compassionate attention, as I'm referring to it here, it can actually be broken down further in the process, right? So I'm calling it this one thing, but there are actually really three parts to it. And I'm going to outline those three parts for you now. If you want that level of compassionate attention for yourself, if you want that, the very first thing that has to happen is you have to make room for it in your life. You have to make the space. That means that For me, my experience was I had to have quiet times of actually doing nothing and of slowing down enough, making sure there was enough pause that I could listen. So there were times when I would sit outside and do nothing, or listen to just the spring frogs that come, the spring peepers here, or listen to the birds, or taking a walk in nature without any distractions, right? Without listening to music or podcasts or talking with other people, just really being present. Another good one is meditation. It might be meditation for you. Making that space, creating that space is necessary for that wise and divine wisdom to flow through you. It needs room. It needs an opportunity. It needs space to be heard. And this is one of the reasons why I created and I love A Place to Rest, the community that I created for just this, to actually create and carve out some space for anyone who's part of that community to listen, for me to listen, for anyone else. It just allows that space, room. Once you have some space that you've created, once you start to devote some time and space to that opportunity, right, for wisdom to come in, the next aspect is actually paying attention. So directing your attention so that you can notice what is present, right? So there's the space that's there. And when you're there, if you're present in the moment, when you're present, you're paying attention, listening or watching, right? Noticing what's there. Are there worries or fears? Is there excitement? Is there joy? Is there a sensation in your body? What do you see in your heart and mind? So there's the space that you've created, and then there's this noticing that happens, the attention. Maybe it's asking what's in your body, what's showing up in your body, what's showing up in your emotions, what are showing up in your thoughts, right? In mindfulness, we talk about the triangle of attention, where you can have your attention on your body, have your attention on your emotions, have your attention on your thoughts. Those are some great places to look. When you create space and then bring attention to what's present, it opens it up to the final part, this final component that is also extremely important. The final component is compassion. So when we have space and we start to pay attention, we notice, oh my gosh, there's fear. Without compassion, it can cause the critical voice to come in. So all of the things that we notice, fear, joy, pain, hope, all of those will be present at some point when we're paying attention. And the beauty of compassion is that we can be with whatever shows up with love, with understanding, even with non-judgment. So this form of self-compassion is being kind and understanding to ourselves and allowing what is, whatever is, no matter what, instead of turning to that critical voice in the head. So you might notice fear, and instead of, oh, you shouldn't, or I can't believe you, or, right, that would be more of the critical voice. Instead, self-compassion says, yes, this is hard, and that's okay. Okay, sweet friends, I'd love for you to let me know how you can practice this compassionate attention for yourself, this 3-step process. I'd love for you to let me know how it goes this week. And I'd also love for you to join me in a place to rest. Right now, it's still at the founder's rate, and I don't know how long it will stay at that rate. It is at a very low price. It's 4 energy sessions a month for just $54. It's an incredible deal. There's so much healing and presence that comes from that hour together, and I don't want you to miss it. Plus, you also, as a member of the community, you also have access to seed moment healing sessions or just a traditional coaching session with me for only $108, which is a price I've actually never offered before for a single session. So it's only to members who are a part of a Place to Rest community. I'll put the link so you can learn more and join us in the show notes. Okay, dear ones, take good care of yourself. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Whole Body Upgrade. If you'd like to learn more about working with me, you can visit me on Facebook or Instagram or on my website, CenteredYou, that's CenteredYou.com. See you on the next episode of Whole Body Upgrade.